Karena kan kayak struggle banget gitu. Bayangin Cipa udah settle semua, tiket pesawat sudah dipesan, hotel udah dipesan, semua udah ready. Tiba-tiba harus cancel pas udah mau naik pesawat gara-gara visa.
Selangkah lagi gitu.
Iya, selangkah lagi kayak apakah ini pertanda gitu? Apakah ini pertanda bahwa bukan dia?
Assalamualaikum, hai, selamat datang di podcast Mustalk Indonesia, persembahan dari Mus, aplikasi pernikahan muslim dengan lebih dari 13 juta pengguna di seluruh dunia dan sudah mempertemukan lebih dari 600.000 pernikahan yang berhasil. Di Mustalk kita bakal ngobrolin tentang cerita cinta dan hubungan bareng sama perspektif dari mereka yang inspiratif dan semoga kamu bisa mendapatkan insight yang menarik. Aku Shiva, marketing spesialis Mus di Indonesia, dan di sini sudah ada bersamaku salah satu sukses couple yang bertemu di Mus. Oke, without further ado, karena ini podcastnya akan mix bahasa Indonesia dan bahasa Inggris ya, nanti teman-teman boleh turn on subtitlenya di YouTube kita atau di Spotify. Can you both introduce yourself briefly for our listener, please?
Hai, aku Dila dari Indonesia.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dean. I'm from Russia.
Kami bertemu di Mus tahun 2023 September.
And our final happy date took place in September 2024, the year.
Oke, wow, so baru aja ya guys ya. Oke, before we dive into your journey, what inspired each of you to join Mas? Apa sih yang bikin kalian join Mas pertama kalinya?
Stop for me.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm not Ulysses. I'm not someone who was very desperate to find a life partner because at that time I was still considerably young guy, enjoying my life, enjoying my lonelyhood. I felt myself, in my head, I imagined myself like a lone wolf. I was enjoying my life, but at some point, there's somewhere deep in the corner of my brain, I had a thought. Dude, you shouldn't be lonely for the rest of your life. Start looking for a partner, or you'll end up staying lonely. So, out of curiosity, I joined Mus in August 2023, right after my brother's wedding, because that event that basically inspired me to join and start really looking for my own partner, because my brother's happiness simply was huge inspiration for me. And that's where I met Dila in about a month. Yeah, the meeting, it was completely out of the blue. I wasn't really expecting anything, but suddenly something caught my eye in this wonderful lady, and I just couldn't get my eyes off her. So I decided to try my luck, and here we go. Here we are, Alhamdulillah.
Wow, that's quite a long story for the first introduction. But anyway, gimana nih kalau Adila pertama kali join Mus, dari kapan dan kenapa kalau boleh tahu awalnya?
Oke, mungkin kurang lebih sama seperti Dini ya. Jadi aku join di September 2024. Kenapa September? Jadi karena waktu itu aku baru ulang tahun. Kebetulan udah mulai matang usia, terus aku juga mikir kayaknya aku sudah mulai ready. Bukan sudah mulai sih, udah secara mentally dan physically udah ready untuk melanjutkan ke tahap yang lebih serius. Dan aku pun bukan orang yang pengen main-main dengan relationship gitu, karena menurutku ya once you are ready ya udah gitu, jangan buang-buang waktu. Dan akhirnya karena aku pikir Mus ini aplikasi pernikahan dan goals aku pun memang untuk menikah, maka aku install Mus gak lama di beberapa hari setelah ulang tahunku. Dan karena waktu itu lagi ulang tahun, jadi aku dapat special gift dari Mus Premium.
Oke, Mus Gold.
Ya, Mus Gold for a week kalau nggak salah, dan saat itulah aku match sama dia.
Okay, so specifically, what was your first impression of each other when you match on Mus?
Well, basically, still, I got a confession to make. I'm a man. I look at the looks first. So. But yeah, this lady caught me with some, not just with her beautiful looks, but with her eyes. So there's something in her eyes that really enchanted me, and that's what made to make me talk to her, to chat with her. I can't remember if I instant chatted with her. Apparently not. It's even more magical that we meshed. So yeah, we decided to give it a try, and yeah. That's when I realized that it's worth talking after around a month of conversations, of spending time in long talks. Yeah, finally I started realizing that she might be the one. Yeah, at some point she disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason she deleted her profile, I was really, oh, dreads. I was such a wonderful girl. But after a week, she got back. Dean, I'm here. I'm back. You promised me a story. Yes, I promised her a story back then. Yeah, I can't remember what exactly. And after months of talking, at that time I was living in Vietnam. I was working as a teacher, as an ESL teacher. Yeah, life was pretty peaceful in there, but at some points a little bit harsh because Vietnamese people are amazing people. They are very hospitable. They're very cheerful, all super friendly. But they don't quite understand some certain aspects of our Muslim lives. So at some point it was getting a little bit rough. Yeah, I was always looking whom to ask for advice for mental health. And on the second month of talking to her, that yeah, bingo, I need her. That's when I realized.
Okay. What a long story. Actually, that interesting part. Okay, but gimana nih kalau Kak Diwa? Jadi pertama kali impresi pertamanya gitu.
Kalau first impression aku tentang Din tuh dia orangnya sopan ya. Jadi kayak the way dia start conversation, gimana dia cara menyapa aku tuh menurut aku sopan aja, nggak yang nyeletne apa gimana gitu. Dan dia tuh berhasil membawakan diri dia tuh apa adanya gitu. Jadi kadang kan mungkin kita bertemu dengan orang yang ini kayak dari luar, dari profil kayak speknya tuh spektakuler banget gitu. Dia tuh enggak, kayak jadi dirinya sendiri. Dan saat itu ya udah aku ngerasa ngobrol dengan dia nyambung dan secara apa ya, mungkin aku ngerasa satu frekuensi gitu sama dia. Tapi memang pada saat itu aku sempat ngilang, Cipa.
Okay. Tell me more about that. Spill the tea. Why? What happened? Why kenapa ngilang?
Jadi kan aku kan memang dari awalnya niatnya untuk menikah di situ ya. Jadi memang nggak mau wasting time dan lala gitu. Jadi waktu itu kebetulan aku lagi ada niat untuk traveling ke luar negeri sama temanku. Dan karena aku melihat Bin ini orang yang cukup sering berpindah-pindah negara dan traveling ke sana ke sini. Jadi aku tuh minta advice dia untuk kasih tahu dong apa tips and triknya untuk save selama trips, atau enggak tips and triknya untuk cari tiket pesawat yang murah tapi juga aman gitu. Nah terus waktu itu dia lagi sibuk banget dan dia tuh nggak jawab pesan aku gitu. Dia cuma bilang nanti aku jawab pesannya seminggu lagi ya katanya. Dan aku tuh merasa kayak kayaknya aku di ghosting nih gitu kan, daripada dia yang ghosting aku ya udah aku ghosting duluan gitu.
Baik, nggak ngalah ya.
Jadi akhirnya aku pikir ya udahlah, kayaknya nih cuman mungkin aku tuh cuman salah satu di antara sekian gitu. Akhirnya ya udahlah, mungkin memang belum atau bukan dia orangnya. Dan akhirnya aku hapus akun aku, nggak hapus sih, lebih ke nonaktif ya. Nonaktif. Terus habis itu ya udah aku menjalani hidupku. Tapi out of the blue suara hatiku tuh kayak bilang, kayaknya kamu harus balik deh, mungkin dia nyariin kamu gitu. Jadi setelah 2 minggu disappear, aku aktivasi lagi akun aku dan iya bener, nggak lama kemudian dia chat aku dan dia tanyain kenapa kamu menghilang. Aku tuh mau kirim apa sih advice aku ke kamu gitu, cuman pas kemarin aku cari kok akunmu nggak ada, jadi aku tunggu aja gitu. Dan dari situ akhirnya ya udah kita lanjut berkomunikasi sampai sekarang.
Oke, nice. Untungnya kalian bertemu di tahun 2023 karena sekarang tuh ada fitur namanya expiring match. Jadi kalau misalkan disappear for about 30 days, actually kita 30 hari nggak ada percakapan, itu langsung unmatch gitu ya. Jadi itulah. Jadi makanya kalau ada kesempatan langsung di grab ya, jangan ditunda-tunda gitu karena kita tidak tahu. So kan, maka he is the one or not. Okay. By the way, how did your online conversation transition into meeting in real life?
Well, that's road to our first offline meeting was quite bumpy, I'd say. We were planning on being in February of 2024. At that time it was huge holiday in Vietnam, Chinese New Year, but in Vietnam they call it Tep. So I planned my trip to Jakarta for a week. But when I got to the airport, turned out my visa was only one way. It means if I left, I couldn't go back to work. So, which made me cancel all my flight, all my trip. Day was completely ruined. Dila was in tears. She was really mad at me for days. After that, I was serious to think that she had lost her for forever. Yeah, and yeah, after that, but after 3 days, she forgave me. But still, meeting her in real life became like my holy mission. Let's say. But since there are very few public holidays in Vietnam, the next available one was in May, Labor Day. Yeah, that's when I took a leave. Yeah, and when at that time I finally had my proper working visa, because my employer was kind of delaying to issue it for me, have it issued for me. Yeah, in May I finally took my step. See, all my way to the airport, I was shaking in my boots. If it works out or not, oh my God! Hopefully, it's like I was handing the bad deja vu's, but Alhamdulillah, they passed me through. I flew out. Left Vietnam safely and landed in Indonesia. And next moments were like in haze, complete haze. I got out of the airport, and the next thing I remember, I'm sitting with Dila in a
Taxi?
taxi. Yes. It was like, whoa, it was like magic. It completely fell out of my mind. I was completely dazed. It was just so amazing. I really feeling nostalgic about these moments. So that's what made it really so amazing. We had so many difficulties, our hardships, but alhamdulillah, despite them, we overcame them, and we got reunited, alhamdulillah, in May of 2024.
Wow. Struggle-nya real banget ya, gara-gara pervisaan ini ya kan. Karena memang cinta beda negara itu kayak kehalanya sama visa ya, salah satunya gitu. Itu perjuangannya. But anyway, from the first time you guys meeting each other on May, right? May 2024. And then how long did it take from matching to deciding to take the next big step together? Like, okay, I meet Dean already, and then Dean said, okay, I meet Dila already. Are you guys want to continue? Of course, yeah, you guys continue already. But I mean, how long it takes until time no.
Jadi kan pas ketemu tuh memang kebetulan di bulan Mei, dan di situ tuh ya memang magical banget sih, karena aku tuh nggak tidak nyangka akan secepat itu dia akan temuin aku. Apalagi waktu pertemuan di Februari yang gagal itu kayak aku ngerasa mungkin ini tanda-tanda dari Allah, bukan dia kali ya, karena kan kayak struggle banget gitu. Bayangin Cipa udah settle semua, tiket pesawat sudah dipesan, hotel udah dipesan, semua udah ready, tiba-tiba harus cancel pas udah mau naik pesawat gara-gara visa. Itu kan
lagi gitu.
Iya, selangkah lagi, kayak apakah ini pertanda gitu, apakah ini pertanda bahwa bukan dia gitu. Jadi aku tuh kayak questioning myself over and over. Tapi lagi-lagi aku ngelihat dari upayanya dia tuh nggak berubah sama sekali. Aku ngelihat dia tuh sungguh-sungguh gitu, meskipun dia menghadapi kesulitan, struggle yang cukup nyata gitu. Tapi ya dia menunjukkan keseriusannya. Akhirnya ya memang benar, tadi aku sempat ngambek juga. Itu karena kayak gimana ya, udah
Wajar.
mengharap ya, tiba-tiba
yeah.
cancel, kesel lah pastinya. Terus ya udah, setelah aku melihat usahanya dia, aku yakin bahwa dia akan terus maju. Dan akhirnya pas di bulan Mei ketemu, kita kenal lagi, karena kan kalau di online sama ketemu langsung pasti beda ya feel-nya gitu. Mungkin kayak aku tuh pas ketemu langsung tuh kayak cuman buat ngeyakin, ini bener nggak ya orangnya kayak gini, bener nggak nih foto sama orangnya sama gitu. Kayak kadang-kadang kan kita suka overthinking sendiri, jangan-jangan orangnya beda gitu. Ternyata orangnya sama. Terus aku juga ngelihat percakapan di online sama di real life sama-sama oke gitu, nggak ada kendala. Dan akhirnya dia kan stay seminggu ya waktu itu pas pertama. Di seminggu itu aku tanya ke dia gimana kelanjutannya, kita mau lanjut atau enggak. Kalau misalnya kamu merasa tidak cocok denganku, nggak apa-apa, no hard feeling gitu. Kamu boleh balik ke negaramu, aku juga akan jalan hidupku lagi seperti sebelum aku ketemu kamu gitu. Tapi surprisingly ternyata dari dia, ayo, dia mau ketemu, dan bahkan di next meeting dia langsung ketemu orang tuaku.
Okay, so the next meeting is in different month or different month. Can you share what month is that?
What is month?
August, right?
Yeah.
Ya, Agustus.
Okay, so in the August you already proposed to her, to her family, right?
Iya, karena waktu itu liburnya kan sebentar ya. Jadi kenapa dia waktu itu mau datang di Februari? Karena di Vietnam itu lagi libur Imlek, dan di sana tuh liburnya 2 minggu. Sementara pas dia kesini di bulan Mei itu dia ngambil cuti tahunannya dia, dan itu terbatas jumlahnya kan, jadi nggak bisa lama-lama. Nah, dan pas the moment dia bilang aku mau ketemu orang tuamu, itu momennya ketika orang tua aku lagi pergi dan dia udah mau last day di Indonesia. Jadi aku pikir ya udah nanti di next meeting. Gitu. Tapi sebelum dia next meeting ketemu secara real life, kita udah sering video call sama orang tua gitu.
Okay. Speaking about that, about your family, both of your family, like, what happened with them? Like, are they surprised or are they just okay? Go ahead, son. You can propose to her. Maybe like, did you face any cultural family differences in your journey, and how did you navigate them together?
So for my family, actually they were kind of expecting that already from me, since come on son, your younger brother is married already, stop fooling around, start searching for someone. And they knew I had someone in the horizon now, someone who is conquering my heart at that time. And yeah, they were expecting that, and it was no surprise for them, right? So it was quite a logical continuation of all these events. As for the cultural differences between families, of course, the first of all, like the language barrier. Unfortunately, my wife's dearest parents, they can't speak English, only some basic phrases, but we use Google Translate. But yeah, this cannot be considered as a normal conversation. Yeah, so that's what the main hindrance.
Itu. Nah, kalau dari keluargamu gimana nih? Karena maksudnya kalau aku melihat kan, maksudnya Rusia itu bukan negara yang mungkin Muslim majority country gitu ya. Apakah ada kayak semacam, I don't know, mungkin kayak pendapat atau opini dari keluarga gitu kan terkait itu?
Oke, kalau itu sih sebenarnya orang tua aku tuh termasuk orang tua yang kasih kebebasan ke anak-anaknya selama kamu bisa bertanggung jawab sama pilihan yang diambil gitu. Jadi waktu aku perkenalkan, aku ada kenalan nih, Bu, Pak, namanya Dinar Tarisov dari Rusia. Terus pertanyaan mereka yang pertama adalah, dia Muslim atau tidak? Gitu. Terus aku bilang,
Muslim, karena di Mus kan ini aplikasi pernikahan Muslim ya.
Iya, aku bilang tentu saja Muslim, karena aku ketemunya di aplikasi pernikahan khusus Muslim gitu kan. Terus ditanya lah background keluarga gimana, aku kasih tahu, aku jelasin, dan mereka so far cocok. Dan aku pun ngerasa percaya diri aja ya untuk memperkenalkan dia ke orang tuaku, karena beberapa tahun sebelumnya aku tuh kayak punya pertanyaan iseng gitu ke ibu aku. Bu, gimana kalau misalnya ya, jodohku tuh bukan dari Indonesia. Ibu gimana? Terus ibu aku bilang, ya nggak apa-apa, yang penting Muslim. Yang penting Muslim. Akhirnya ya udah, aku pas memperkenalkan suamiku ke orang tuaku, ya udah aku bilang gitu, dan aku kasih tahu backgroundnya. So far mereka agak kaget juga sebenarnya, karena tidak berekspektasi bahwa akan dari negara yang sejauh itu ya. Kan jauh banget tuh. Cuman karena orang tua aku juga ngeliat keseriusannya dia, terus ngeliat gimana kami cocok satu sama lain, jadi ya udah akhirnya direstuin.
On the August, you guys already proposed to each other, kan?
And after that, so it took 1 month to prepare for the wedding.
It's quite a
Okay, maybe you can share about that. Okay, please spill the tea.
It was a marathon, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife took care of mostly. She had take 95% of it. It was quite a toll on her. Yes, she was taking so much time and organizing it. She has innate talent for this. Alhamdulillah, she just did it perfectly within a month. I was so amazed. And the wedding went perfectly, nicely, really nicely. But yeah, the whole stress, all this pressure was quite hard on her. I really wanted to help her, but I didn't know how. Yeah, the only way I could provide her financially. Maybe that was the only way for me to help her.
But do you guys think that this moment could be like a specific challenge that maybe brought you closer together, or maybe because for some couple think that the preparation to the wedding is gonna be a hard time? Kayak mungkin ada aja gitu ya, kalau dengar cerita dari orang persiapan ke pernikahan tuh bikin kayak membuka the real personality. But what about you guys?
Kalau aku sih ngerasa nggak ada something yang surprising ya, karena dari awal ya kita udah sama-sama vulnerable terhadap satu sama lain gitu. Jadi ya mungkin ada misunderstanding, tapi nggak yang jadi hal-hal yang bikin kita mundur gitu dari step yang udah kita jalanin, justru malah mendorong kita untuk semakin maju gitu, untuk ayo dilanjutin. Dan to be honest, mempersiapkan semua dalam 1 bulan dengan berkas-berkas yang banyak itu sangat lumayan ya. Jadi buat teman-teman yang berencana untuk menikah antar negara, siap-siap dengan pemberkasannya, karena itu takes time. Bahkan kita tuh part yang paling lama adalah untuk transfer dokumen. Jadi kan karena dia bukan bahasa Inggris ya, jadi semua dokumen keluarga, akta, identitas itu harus diterjemahkan dulu. Terus kita harus ke kedutaan, harus ngurus-ngurus ke KUA juga, dan itu lumayan takes time. Belum lagi persiapan-persiapan lainnya, kayak ini mau di mana nikahnya, konsepnya gimana gitu. Terus sempat terjadi benturan juga gitu, karena pada awalnya kita pengennya yang intimate aja lah ya gitu. Terus tapi lagi-lagi karena perbedaan culture dari keluargaku kurang terima gitu kalau terlalu intimate gitu. Jadi ya udah kita buat something yang nggak terlalu intimate tapi juga nggak terlalu besar gitu, in the middle. Gitu. Jadi ya udah akhirnya kita selesaikan, alhamdulillah bisa selesai semua. Dan kenapa kita tadinya pengen Desember, cuman dia tuh udah keburu dapet tawaran bekerja di Indonesia di September. Jadi karena kalau misalnya di Desember kayak takut kagok aja gitu, ntar kebentur cuti lah apalah gitulah. Jadi akhirnya ya udah kita di September aja, dan akhirnya dipilihlah tanggal yang deket dengan ulang tahun aku juga. Jadi kayak ketemu di ulang tahun, nikah di ulang tahun juga.
I think it takes around 1 year from you guys meeting each other and then until that the wedding. Okay, wow, that's pretty interesting ya. Okay. But anyway, sekarang kayak ada nggak sih advice that would you give to someone that just starting their journey on Mus, especially? You first.
Oh, well, there are a bunch of advice I could give. So first of all, I give advice to guys. Guys, if you see a really absolutely perfect, really stunning girl, and if it seems to you it's a fake account, it doesn't seem to you. In most cases, it is like that. Just if there's only one picture, no description, or the countries, if the lady is too good to be true, yeah, your senses, they're not pulling here. So trust your heart, guys. Yeah, and when you're making your bio, be as honest as possible. Try to present your true self. Do not make it too long because it scares off ladies, because ladies these days, I'm not judging anyone, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but yeah, the ladies don't like reading too much. Be as brief as possible, honest, and just be yourself and never give up searching. And yeah, make a decent photos, guys. Yeah, that's it. That's how it worked for me.
And be polite.
And be polite, of course. Be gentleman. Be gentleman all the time. Not only in online communication, in real life too. Yeah. Please exclude some slang words and try to be more formal at first. Because this is a marriage application. You should treat each lady, like a queen. Every lady deserves that. So please do that. And just be gentleman, be quite regal, I'd say. Yeah, and you will be sure to succeed.
Insya tuh dengerin guys, itu dia ternyata ya tips-tipsnya. Nanti aku fotoin ini share tips sendiri dong, kasih subtitle dan lain-lain dia supaya lebih dipahami. But anyway, kalau misalnya dari Kak Dila gimana advice khususnya buat mereka gitu kan yang pertama kali mau daftar MUS gitu, apa harus nyari bule juga, apa gimana gitu?
Oke, mungkin kurang lebih tadi sama ya kayak Din, be honest, be your true self, jangan fake, nggak usah karena kalau kamu fake nanti akan merugikan dirimu sendiri. Jadi be true to yourself, terus tetap berusaha, tetap sabar, tetap nice, tetap sopan sama orang meskipun ternyata setelah match kayak nggak cocok, ya udah nggak apa-apa, akhiri dengan baik, kamu mulai dengan baik dan akhiri dengan baik. Tetap sabar juga, dan yang terpenting adalah sebelum kamu mencintai orang lain tuh cintai dulu diri sendiri. So love yourself first before you love others. Gitu. Jadi mungkin kamu berharap oh iya aku mau ketemu orang supaya aku ada yang mencintai gitu. salah, jangan kayak gitu. Justru kamu harus mencintai dirimu sendiri dulu, karena ketika kamu mencintai dirimu sendiri, kamu tuh akan nge-attract orang supaya dia tuh bisa mencintai kamu juga gitu. Jadi love yourself first before you love others, and be true to yourself.
Just one more advice, guys. Do not try to impress anyone. You don't need that. Don't seek validation in matching as many women as possible. This never works. Try just give yourself a goal of finding the right one, the one who has a man. Yeah, I know it's hard. It's very hard to discover that through this online conversation. Just look at her actions. Look at the language she uses. Her what she says. How she treats you in online conversation. Try to read between the lines. I know it's quite a rocket science. I know, but just try to do that. Yeah, inshallah you'll succeed.
Insyaallah. Ya, insyaallah ya tuh dengerin guys. Nanti testimoninya balik lagi ke sini ya kalau misalkan berhasil mendengarkan tips dari mereka. But anyway, do you have some maybe do and don'ts for Muslim that maybe try to navigating online getting things like this, because like this is specifically from online to offline. Of course, you gonna get married offline, right? Not like in online world. But what do you guys think, like the do and don'ts?
Oke, maybe I'll start first. Oh, you first?
Sure.
Oke, mungkin transisi dari online ke offline ya. Oke, buat para perempuan ini pesan baik-baik ya, jaga diri. Jangan sampai kamu misalnya match sama seseorang dan kamu yakin nih dia orangnya baik, tapi sebaik-baiknya laki-laki yang kamu temuin offline itu belum tentu 100% baik kalau kamu belum temuin secara langsung. Jadi saranku, jangan sampai kamu yang nyamperin dia. Jadi kalau kamu pengen lihat dia serius atau enggak, tantang aja dianya. Mau nggak kamu temuin aku di sini? Kalau misalnya dia mau bersedia untuk temuin kamu, ya berarti itu sudah 1 poin lebih dari kandidat yang lain gitu. Terus pokoknya ya pesan-pesan buat perempuan, jaga diri. Meskipun kamu ngerasa udah yakin, tetap itu masih possibility, belum jadi hal yang udah konkret gitu. Jadi hati-hati kalau misalnya mau ketemu, usahain dia yang nyamperin kamu. Mau dia dari luar negeri, dari luar kota, luar desa, pokoknya tetap biarkan laki-laki yang menemui kamu gitu. Karena ya memang secara naluriah ya laki-laki tuh nyamperin perempuan. Itu yang pertama. Terus yang kedua, ya tadi sih, pakai profil senatural mungkin ya. Jangan ngerasa aduh aku pengen impress match aku nih, aku mau pakai foto yang diedit serba luar biasa sampai akhirnya tuh bener-bener beda, atau mungkin kamu pakai foto dari AI gitu.
I was using that. Yeah, another confession for me.
Nah, dia pakai ya, tapi ada foto lainnya. What I mean is everything is AI. Jadi kayak semuanya gitu, janganlah ya, kita apa adanya aja. Itu terus apa lagi ya? Udah sih, hati-hati, terus jangan gampang percaya sama orang 100%. Tetap pakai logika, meskipun kamu ngerasa ini udah yakin sama orangnya, tetap logikanya harus lebih besar daripada perasaan gitu.
Respect the lady, and expect respect from her too. If not, then that person is not yours. Do not rush things. Yeah, have sabr. Then everything will come to you. What else? Do not expect too much. Do not expect a perfect lady. And like I said before, just be yourself. Do not try to pose yourself as someone else who you're not. Basically, show your true self, because even if you do succeed in concealing some facts about your biography, about some facts of your life, this lie will sooner or later will resurface. So guys, this is the bomb of the solo action, so don't do that, please. Yeah. And when communicating with the lady, even if you meet offline, just be respectful of her. Never try to rush things, never try to forcefully touch her, right? I respect her personal space. and just simply see if you match her or not on the first meeting. Just have patience, be observant, be careful, be polite, and be kind. Yeah, but not overlook. Yeah. Still, there might be some cases of frauds. So in that case, please do be careful. Do not be too naive. Okay.
Okay, wow, nice. Thank you. By the way, clap. Be yourself because everybody else has already taken. I'm the one who not taken yet. Soon, inshallah. Soon. So makanya carinya di Mus gitu. And okay, ada aplikasi ini. What's the biggest takeaway for each of you that you are meeting from Mus and then getting married and then now you are here, Maggie?
The biggest intake. Well, this was everything happened so quickly. Basically, this whole thing. Our life is very quick, to be honest, on this material life. Yeah, in this dunya. But the only thing, the biggest takeaway that I can say is appreciate every moment. Yeah, appreciate like Latin say carpe diem, seize the day, because in the future, when you are old and tired and sick, you will only later realize that you are happy. Try to happy at this moment with the loved one. And even if you're not married yet, if you're just dating, even if it's your first meeting, the first meeting in a coffee shop, enjoy each moment, the smile, the glistening in the eyes. It's those magic moments that make our life so beautiful. So just try to enjoy each moment and be happy.
Oke, nah kalau dari Kadila gimana nih?
Kalau dari aku takeaways-nya adalah jangan pernah berhenti berdoa, karena kita tuh nggak pernah tahu doa mana yang dijawab sama Allah gitu. Karena aku ngerasa ketemu sama Dinar ini lebih kayak apa ya, kayak magic gitu loh. Kayak aku nggak berekspektasi akan bertemu dengan pria sebaik ini, masya Allah, sesoleh ini. Pokoknya ya the man I dream of tuh ada di dia semua gitu loh. Jadi kayak mungkin ya aku ketemu dia tuh karena Allah udah dengerin doaku gitu. Tapi itu juga jadi apa ya, jadi alasan untuk jangan pernah capek, jangan pernah berhenti berdoa. Dan meskipun kadang-kadang kita ada ngerasa aduh kapan ya doaku dikabulin, tapi ya udah berdoa aja, karena pasti Allah tuh akan kabulin doamu di saat yang tepat gitu. Mungkin belum saat ini, tapi soon pasti akan dikabulkan. Itu sooner or later. Jadi tetap percaya sama Allah dan tetap berdoa, tetap berbuat baik, tetap tingkatin potensi diri, tetap perluas relasi, tetap apa ya, tetap bikin dirimu tuh semakin baik setiap harinya, karena you attract what you focus on gitu. Ketika kamu fokus untuk building diri kamu sendiri, kamu juga akan ketemu pasangan yang sama-sama punya semangat untuk membuild up dirinya gitu.
Oke. What's meant to be yours, gonna be yours. Apa
Right.
akan menjadi milikmu, insya Allah akan jadi milikmu ya guys ya gitu. Oke, maybe could you guys share like what are your hopes and dreams for the future, like both individually and as couple?
Individual and as couple. Well, that's kind of hard. Even though I see our family as a whole, as the one unit, I say even it's not our partner's responsibility to take care of our mental, personal growth. It's our own responsibility. Do that not for your partner, but for yourself, and strive towards Allah by yourself. Your heart, your partner will keep supporting you and inspiring you on the way. But it's your journey. It's your job to do. So do not put that job on her, because your wife. Because your wife has so much work to do by herself. She's a future mother. She's taking care of the house. Do not burden her too much, please, with that too. So I see myself in the future as a grown-up, mature man. Not that I'm not now, but still, there is no the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. So I want to keep striving towards the Allah, toward the Jannah, to successfully complete this mortal life. Become as better a person as possible. Be pure at heart, have pure intentions. Just grow as a person and be a good Muslim, be a good person, have a moral code that you follow throughout life, and you, as a person, as a future leader of the family, you will lead the family into the future. You will be showing this world to your future children. It's your job to teach them how to not only survive but also be successful, be good people, build a better future for generations to come. I know this sounds too pretentious, but you got the general idea. It's your responsibility to grow as a person, to create good conditions for your future children and build a better world. And as for our family, yeah, well, that's a whole another thing. I see our family as a very little kingdom, king and queen, and I want our little kingdom to strive, to succeed, and to live in prosperity. So, inshallah, in the future, I know, inshallah, that since things never happen. Things happen for a reason. We found each other for a reason, and we will both be striving towards that, towards Jannah, towards Allah, to build a better family, to raise good, God-fearing children, and show a better world to them, and just be good people toward each other, and live our lives happily, and simply, complete this journey in this life happily. Just be good people. That's what I strongly believe in, inshallah. Marriage is a holy pact that's towards I was striving. That's what I realized in my first month of marriage, because it was hard. It was hard because seeing another woman in your house, what you're used to be a bachelor or for the rest, as long as you can remember yourself. It was hard. You felt insecure because someone is taking your personal space. You're not cool. You can't do your things that you used to do before, but it's worth it. It's really amazing. This is a breathtaking journey, and inshallah, I hope it will get even better. Even though we're still green, very still freshmen in this, still at the beginning of our marriage journey, but. Yeah, that's how I see us, as a happy, God-fearing, and successful and basically, succeeding family. Yeah, this persevering despite all the difficulties and hardships that we have, because life is full of them. Unfortunately, you cannot get a completely comfortable, troubles-free life. It's impossible. That's what makes us humans. That's what Allah sent us to be. Basically, yeah. Through overcoming these difficulties, I want to, I want to build that happy, prosperous family, inshallah.
Insya Allah, Masya Allah, Tabarakallah. Panjang, ngerti nggak Cum ya? Untungnya kalau misalkan kalian nonton di YouTube aja bisa turn on subtitlenya. But anyway, kalau dari Kak Dilan nih, lastly, any final words of encouragement for our listener who are searching for their own love story?
Apa ya? Mungkin final words-nya adalah gunakanlah aplikasi pernikahan ini sesuai dengan tujuannya gitu ya, karena memang teman-teman, saya percaya yang pakai aplikasi ini pasti tujuannya untuk menikah. Jadi sembari teman-teman mencari pasangan juga tetap fokus untuk memperbaiki diri sendiri gitu, karena aku sama Din pun setiap hari kita tuh kayak ada refleksi sendiri gitu loh. Kita menikah as a couple, tapi kita juga punya goals as a person gitu. Jangan sampai goals kamu sebagai person itu jadi burden buat pasanganmu, karena supaya keluarganya tetap bertumbuh, ya kamu secara personal juga harus bertumbuh gitu. Jadi pertumbuhan pribadi itu adalah tanggung jawab diri sendiri. Itu kalian meskipun sudah menikah, sudah punya anak, tetap harus belajar, tetap harus tumbuh juga, tetap harus perbaiki diri gitu. Jangan sampai karena ngerasa aku udah umur segini kayak udah cukup belajar ya, aku udah nggak perlu lah memperluas relasi, nggak perlu lah belajar ilmu baru. Nah itu totally wrong. Kamu harus tetap belajar apapun itu. Misalnya, aku kan udah mau nikah nih, ya udah belajarlah bagaimana caranya menjadi pasangan yang ideal untuk pasanganmu, atau mulai belajar tentang parenting sedikit-sedikit supaya nanti misalnya menikah terus langsung punya keturunan itu nggak terlalu kaget tuh. Jadi don't stop learning, terus memperbaiki diri, terus belajar dan terus tumbuh sebagai person meskipun nanti kamu sudah berpasangan.
Oke, menarik nih. Ini juga bahasan yang salah satunya waktu itu aku obrolin di podcast sebelumnya. Jadi kalau misalkan teman-teman silakan untuk dengarkan podcast bareng sama Jose Aditya ya. Di situ kita ngobrolin terkait dengan tips trik hubungan bagaimana kita sebagai seseorang bertumbuh atau bahagia bersamaan dengan pasangan kita gitu ya. Jadi kebahagiaanmu bukanlah tanggung jawab pasanganmu, kebahagiaanmu adalah tanggung jawab masing-masing. Tapi kalau misalkan barengan lebih menyenangkan gitu. Wah, luar biasa sekali ini podcast ya. Oke, anyway, kita sudah selesai di akhir. Thank you so much guys for coming to this podcast Mustalk. Kalau begitu teman-teman terima kasih banyak sudah mendengarkan podcast Mustalk ini. Semoga bisa mendapatkan hal-hal insight yang baik gitu ya. Dan dengan demikian podcastnya sudah selesai dan sampai jumpa lagi di podcast Mustalk lainnya. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum. Bye.
Come on.